have been called to help protect Demon World 1 from the possible incoming invaders and to help Goma. These guys were literally 5 guys that are meant to be sort of his Ginyu Force. They're 5 guys that are goofy. They're the first time you see them, they're sitting on a couch snacking on food. They're supposed to be funny. They're supposed to be, not very serious, and then when they're introduced, they do the goofy poses. I'll go more into this in the breakdown video, but the Ginyu Force, the Ginyu Tokusentai, is basically Toriyama's parody of Super Sentai, which is what the original Japanese version of Power Rangers is. 5 multicolored heroes fighting enemies. This has been something that's been going on since the 70s, and obviously Toriyama watched Super Sentai when he was younger, and that's where he got the idea for the goofy poses of the Ginyu Force, and of course Great Saiyaman later on, because Japanese superheroes are very commonly Japanese, you know what I mean? They're not the same as, I would say, Western superheroes. Japanese superheroes are not entirely serious. They do over the top poses. I mean, they can be badasses, but not just with Sentai, but also with Kamen Rider, which Gohan and Great Saiyaman is sort of leaning more into a parody of that. It's just another Easter egg addressing the stuff Toriyama saw as a kid, which is big pop culture stuff in Japan. So these characters are introduced. Obviously, they're meant to be played up as jokes. I know that with Majin Ku, I think some people initially thought he was going to be a serious threat, but he's just a goofy character. These guys are too. This is all being done to sort of build up the big finale coming up, because you're going to have your, just like before they fought Frieza, they had to go through the Ginyu Force. You're going to have your goofy characters before we get to the more serious, battle. And I'm sure that's coming because they have.
Yeah, I like how Danny's talking about. Shout out to Geekdom. Y'all know if y'all don't like him, you don't like him. I mean, it is what it is. He good at what he does. So if you don't like the man, you don't like him. Shout out to Rick in the background. Y'all see him over there. But anyways, that's a different show for a different review, for a different playlist. This ain't the motherfucking Spider Pig review playlist or the what's that? Cheat codes. Shout out to the cheat codes playlist because we got that one too. Anyways, but yeah, before you get to the big boss, you gotta build yourself up. You gotta take out these 5 guys. You know what I mean. You gotta go through your character training arc. But Daima ain't really too important because they already just did this as a back, a double back. You see what I'm saying? They double back to in between so they can explain some shit that they gonna do in the future. You see what I'm saying? They're gonna be like, well, remember how in the demon world we did da 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 da. Well, shit, I forgot all about that. Ever since Beerus came around, hell, it's been hard to think about them little bitty ass demons because that's why they got it like that. The demon world is being played down because super is super. You dig? Lord Beerus is doing his thing because he's the strongest person in Universe 7, which is why they always moving his goalposts, which is why the demon world really wasn't looked back as important during the series. I can already see how they explain it. I mean, what really happened? I mean, Vegeta went Super Saiyan 3. They might fuse to beat the main bad guy, which means nothing really important happens down there. They get the Dragon Ball, they make their wish, they get their adult bodies back, and then they go back home. I mean, it's that easy. It's a good series. They just explaining some shit because Toriyama Sensei is our favorite D student. If y'all know what D students do, it's Toriyama because he be forgetting shit that he done did. That's the signs of a D student. How you forget part of a story you writing? But I ain't gonna argue with him. I love his story that he did write, even though he forgot things that he wrote in the past. Well, I didn't like drawing tails anymore. This is symptoms of a D student, right? So I just took him out. Wait a minute. That's one of the most important things that these guys had, and you just took him out. Then to make up for it, uh, in the Frieza saga, you like, oh, well, we're giving them Super Saiyan though, so they don't need a 10 times multiplier. We're giving them a 50. Shouts out to just upping the fucking score on you, right? Because that's exactly what he did. Anyways, back to Geekdom.
Made it to Demon World 1. By the time you get to the halfway point of this episode, they have